Today's February 4th, 2024, and I'm about 205 hours into it. So I thought I'd do a quick review for people maybe you haven't started watching from the beginning. So this is a 1/16 inch model of what I'm building. This is a 1/8 model of what I'm doing, and it's an electric powerboat. The batteries will be located down in the keel section. Here, the boat will be full size, will be 32 feet long, 40 kilowatt hours of batteries, and two 12 kilowatt outboard motors, electric outboard motors on it. So this is the boat here. So this piece here is what I've been calling the keel piece. This is the forward keel piece, and back there is the aft keel piece. So this is a 32-foot long boat. My garage is only 22 feet long. So I'm building it in two 16-foot parts. So this piece here, this keel piece, that's this bit here on the boat. The curve on the actual one over there is a little different. It's sort of a compromise between that one and that one. This one I thought swooped up too much. That one was a little bit too flat. So this is somewhat in between. And so far, it's coming along pretty well. The sides of this and the actual sides of the boat are just basically vertical. The bottom is flat, so all of this is all 90-degree angles, which makes it pretty easy. And what I've done is I've fiberglassed the outside of this with 60-inch wide fiberglass cloth. So it comes down to about here. This is a biaxial fiberglass, which I like, gives it a lot of extra strength, plus it's easier going around the corners. And then I've added some biaxial fiberglass tape along the bottom edges to reinforce it, because if I impact something, it's most likely, of course, to be somewhere up here, up forward, and hitting the edges would be the weak spot. So the two forward sections, I've got basically these bulkheads in here. The two forward sections have the floor down there. The bottom of the boat is 3/4 of an inch thick on the two forward sections, and then it goes to 3/8 of an inch thick. Everything else. So this whole thing is mostly built out of, actually so far all entirely built out of 9mm, 8 and 9mm, or 3/8 inch Kume plywood. Then in this section, this is the third section back. I've added a support piece in the middle to give it a little bit extra strength. Here you can see that same support piece, and then back here these couple of extra pieces in the two next sections. So this section here and the one there, that's where the first two batteries go. So there are these pieces underneath the plywood floors. So there's a plywood floor. This is a sort of a battery box, if you will. There will probably be pieces going in here lengthwise to support the battery, to keep it from wobbling side to side. But I haven't decided on how I'm going to attach the battery in there yet. So the batteries have some ways of mounting them, and so I'm keeping my options open until I take a look at the batteries. So I'm getting a chance to look at a couple of batteries next week, so I want to take a look at them and then figure out how I'm going to mount this. So basically that's a floor. All this is sealed. It's all fiberglassed in, and that the bottom of the boat is here. It's got the fiberglass on the bottom side of it, the biaxial fiberglass on the bottom side of it. It's got fiberglass here on the inside of it. And then these two pieces, and then in forward of this bulkhead, there's another, there's a plywood piece that sits on top of these, which is the bottom of the box. So basically having that sort of a setup makes it super strong. So you've got, you know, plywood down here on the bottom, a spacer about 1.5 inches high, and then another piece of plywood on top of that, and all of that's all glassed in, which gives us sort of a box beam or I-beam sort of construction thing. In fact, this whole entire keel is basically a big box beam. So this is the aft part of the keel piece, this tapering back here down to virtually nothing, and it's got a bunch of watertight compartments in here, and then these are the other battery compartments. So I've got 5 battery compartments altogether. I'll be probably putting 4 batteries in it, so I'll be able to actually move them around a little bit to change the weight distribution. If I want to shift it a little bit farther forward or aft or something like that, I'll be able to do that. So this is just a front view of this is the front half of the aft part of the keel, and so you can see the bottom of the boat here, same arrangement as I just showed you before, and then this is the plywood that the battery is sitting on. I've got this scarf because there's a piece that goes in here, which is part of connecting the two of them up. And I did an earlier video on connecting them, and obviously I'll do a video when we actually get around to connecting them up. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good amount of stuff done for the amount of hours I've put into it. It's coming along pretty good. So these keel pieces are essentially done now at this point. I'm going to be starting to work on the deck. I did use this little piece of plastic tubing I got, and on the bow here, filled this in, basically gooped this up and gooped up the inside of the plastic tube, put a little bit of butcher's wax on the inside of this and clamped it in over here like that, and so it's got it formed a nice round edge there. So I still have to sand this stuff off, and once I sand off the excess material here, then I'll be putting a piece of fiberglass, biaxial fiberglass, over the front of this to reinforce it, and probably put a couple pieces just to really beef it up in case I hit something. So yeah, so that's looking really good. It's feeling nice and round, smooth. So once I've finished working on that bit on the bow, then the next thing I'll be doing is doing the floors. So these are the the floors will basically sit in here. So each one of them rests up against the bulkhead. This is just a little piece of scrap wood I've got sitting here just so I can show you. But this thing here, the floors will drop in here like this, be epoxied to the bulkheads to run the strength all the way through. They'll be reinforced with some fiberglass in this area where they go through the keel piece, and then the deck sits on top of here and goes out. The bottom of the boat attaches here and goes out. So each one of these, each piece that drops in here will be cut out like this so that it slides in and drops down there, and it's notched out for this. Then that'll all get glassed in, and once I've got those all done, then they'll be putting the deck on, and then the bottom onto that, and then the next piece will be the out here somewhere in space will be the side of the boat, sides going up. So hope that was helpful, and hope you like it. I'm pretty pleased with that. Thanks for watching.